Hi you guys, welcome to today's video. Today's video obviously is something a little bit different, something that I haven't done on my channel before, but I'm really excited to do. If you don't want to hear my whole blurb, which I feel is a little bit important, but if you don't, I'll leave a timestamp below that you can just skip right through if you want to see what I'm getting rid of. But I did just want to put out there, this video is not intended to brag, to tell you what I have, what I got, all that stuff. I honestly think it's a little too much and it's kind of embarrassing, but I love makeup, and if you're a makeup lover, then you probably have the same problem. Also wanted to mention, I do get a lot of this stuff in PR or sent to me for a review, and if it wasn't for you guys giving me your support, then I wouldn't have this. So first of all, wanted to thank you guys, and then also wanted to let you know that I will be giving some of the products that I declutter away, so stay tuned for that. If you guys are excited for this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you like these videos as well. It helps me know what type of content to put out there for you guys. Of course, don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and let's get into this video. So I'm not going to do this in any order. I'm just going to hop right in. This first one here is the LA Girl HD foundation. This is obviously in the color white. I actually really like this, so I'm going to keep this one. This one I like to keep around for when foundations are too dark. Obviously, it will help lighten them up. So no question about this. LA Girl is definitely affordable, so I'm definitely going to be holding on to this one. Next, this is a similar kind of concept. I was actually sent these by Dermablend. That's why I have so many colors. I'm going to go through and see which ones I want to keep, but these are really good to have on hand if you need to change the color of your foundation or shade of your foundation. So I have these in 43N, 40N, 40N, so I'm probably going to give one of these away. I also have 30NW and 45W. So I'm definitely going to keep these on hand. Here we have the LA Girl Pro Foundation. Mine's in the color Natural. This is actually almost used up. I really enjoyed this foundation, but for the sake of really just trying to declutter my collection, I want to be able to use some of these foundations before they expire. So I'm going to go ahead and toss this one. But I did like this one. I think that it is pretty comparable to the Makeup Forever HD foundation, and it's definitely a lot cheaper. So here we have the matte finish of the LA Girl Pro Foundation. Mine's in the color medium beige. I am going to hold on to this and try it one more time. If I wind up not liking it, then I am going to go ahead and re-gift it to a friend to see if they like it. And if they don't like it, then of course, obviously go ahead and throw it away. But this definitely gives more of a matte finish, and it's almost too matte for me. My skin has changed over the last few years, and I used to be super, super oily, which I do still get oily, but my hormonal area on my face tends to get really, really dry. It just does not look good on my skin anymore. But I'm going to try and mix this with an oil and see if I get any better of a finish on my skin. So this is going to kind of go into a maybe pile. Here we have the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 Foundation. This was actually one of the first liquid foundations, if not the first liquid foundation that I ever tried. I'm going to keep this one because it does still have a pretty good amount of product in there. It's going to be one of those foundations that I try, and if I don't like it after the next time I try it, I will go ahead and declutter it. This is going to be more of a natural finish, medium buildable to full coverage wear or finish, and it just has kind of like a natural finish if I didn't say that, and mine is in the color 845. Here we have the Lancome Tintidal, whatever. I really like this foundation. It is more of a semi-matte finish on me, I feel, but I love this without a primer. Of course, you want to moisturize, but this works really well on me if I don't prime, so I am going to go ahead and keep this one. This was a repurchase for me, so this video is just going to help me and remind me that I have foundations in my collection that I want to keep on trying and want to finish. So the next two products are these Naked Skin foundations by Urban Decay. I really love these foundations. I only have a little bit left. I think in this one I have about right here, and this one I probably have half. But I have the shades 5.0 and 4.0, and I absolutely love these foundations. I'm going to keep them until I run completely out. I used to do makeup professionally, and this is what I used on my brides on all of my photo shoots, on everything. It photographs so nicely, and it's just such a good foundation. I use this for special events. It makes your skin look so airbrushed. And this is the Stay Naked foundation. It's not quite up to my standards compared to their original Naked foundation, but I am learning to love this. I do like it, don't get it confused, but it's definitely a little bit of a thicker formula. It is a medium buildable coverage, and it is really for any skin type. I definitely am going to keep this as well. This foundation right here is by Soap of Glory, and this is their One Heck of a Blot foundation. This foundation I really used to enjoy when I had more oily skin. Now my skin is just a little too dry, and I'm pretty sure they discontinued this foundation, so for that reason I am going to go ahead and get rid of it. So this one is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. I do like this foundation. The only problem I have is it doesn't do well with a lot of concealers that I have, so I am going to go ahead and put this in the maybe pile. I do want to try this one more time to see if I like it, but I think it's more of a semi-matte finish that is leaning a little bit towards matte, and for me, when I go ahead and use concealer with it, it leaves little patches on my skin, and I really don't like that. This is the Sonia Kashuk matte foundation. This one was a little too matte for me. At least now it's definitely too matte for me. When I used to wear it, I definitely did need more of a matte finish. But the one thing that really got me about this foundation was that it has such a strong scent. Like, it almost smells like a grandmom's perfume. And not my grandmom, because she was fabulous, but it literally smells like an old lady's perfume. And like, I don't mean to like be mean about it, but I don't want my foundation to have any strong scent, especially not one that is just so strong and like so musky. So for me, I'm gonna go ahead and toss this one. Here is another foundation that is more of a semi-matte finish. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. I did just pick up this concealer and it's okay. I'm not completely loving it, but same thing with this foundation. I didn't absolutely love it. It definitely is more of a full coverage foundation, and right now I'm just not really that into it, but I think I'm going to hold on to this just because I feel like if I mix this with a moisturizer, it will really make a nice tinted moisturizer. I'm going to go ahead and put this in my maybe pile just to try one more time and see how I like it. So this one is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion foundation. This is new to my collection, so I am going to go ahead and keep it. I've only worn it once or twice, and it definitely is more of a illuminating formula. It is a medium to buildable, actually almost full coverage foundation, but I definitely want to test this out a little bit more, so I'm going to keep this one. This one is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation. This is probably my favorite foundation in my entire collection. I tend to forget about this because I do have a lot of foundations, obviously, so I'm really glad that I'm doing this video. When I went to New York this weekend, I kind of went through my foundation drawer and saw that I had this in there and was like, this is my foundation that I literally just keep for, you know, special events when I want my skin to look really good. It's more of a medium coverage, but you can definitely build it up in areas that you need it. It definitely looks more like your skin, and it's definitely hydrating, but it's just such a beautiful foundation. This product is Smashbox BB Water. This is something that I think they discontinued, and it looks like it's actually separating in the bottle. I'm gonna give this one more try. This is something that I used to keep in my work makeup bag because it's something that is a little, not watered down, but it's definitely not full coverage, and that's what I like for work days. So I'm gonna give this one more try, and if it doesn't work out for me, I will go ahead and toss it. This is clearly an unopened package of the It Cosmetics CC cream. This is something that I really enjoy, especially for work days. Sorry about the glare. This is something I really enjoy for work days because it can be buildable if you want. It definitely can be full coverage, but if you use one pump, you can definitely just get that natural everyday coverage for this. This is in the shade Tan, which is going to be too dark for me even when I self-tan, so I'm going to put this aside to give away. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Glow Pro Foundation. I did really like this. This definitely is expired, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. I actually only have a little tiny bit left, so given that I don't have a lot left in this package, I am going to go ahead and get rid of this. So this product I actually got when I worked at Sephora, which means I definitely need to get rid of this product. You can also see, well, hopefully you can, that there is water or serum or something that has separated in the bottle. So for that reason strictly, I am going to go ahead and get rid of this. This is the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Foundation, and if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I've been really loving this foundation. It's definitely a medium buildable coverage and gives a nice glow to the skin. If you set it with a powder, it looks really good on the skin. This is definitely more up my alley and more of what my skin type likes right now. Also, just want to say, I know that I'm keeping a lot of foundations. I think as we move through my collection, I'm probably going to get rid of more, bronzers, blushes, other liquid products, skincare, things like that are expired. But with foundations, it's like, I just want to give it one more try. You know what I mean? So like, I know I'm not throwing away too many, but it's just going to give me a chance to kind of revisit some products. But here is another product that I really did used to like when my skin was more of an oily type. This is the Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation by Too Faced. I do want to give this one more try, so I am going to put it in my maybe try again pile, because I feel like if I do mix this with some type of moisturizer or maybe an oil primer, or just really make sure I use a heavy moisturizer, I think that this would be really nice for my skin. These are two other products that were one of my first liquid foundations that I've ever tried. This is something that I used to wear a lot when I was having more of an oil problem with my skin, but this gives you the SPF of 15. By the way, this is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation. I really like mixing this with a moisturizer or even an oil to make it more of a tinted moisturizer, but the Amazonian Clay definitely gives you more moisture to your skin. So people who think that this is just for oily skin, it's not. So I'm actually going to keep these both because they're such great foundations. So here's a foundation that I am really sad to not like, and it's not that I don't like it. I think it's a beautiful foundation. This is the Revolution Conceal and Define, and I really like this foundation. It's very lightweight, it blurs the pores, it's great, it lasts a long time on the skin. The only problem is this is just a little too matte for me. So I am gonna go ahead and declutter this. Unfortunately, I really had high hopes for this, but just for my skin type, it's just not working out too good for me. So again, I'm just gonna go ahead and declutter. So now we have this Smith & Colt Veiled Threat Weightless Micro Blurred Foundation. I've only used this a few times. I actually did a collaboration with this company not too long ago, and I do like this foundation. I want to test it out even some more. It's pretty new to my collection, so I am going to keep it. This one is 270 neutral, so I am going to go ahead and give this one away. I'm definitely going to keep this one and give this one away. This is the ColourPop foundation. I am going to give this another try. I forgot that it was sitting in my collection, and the reason why I didn't get a lot of use out of this is because the color is off. It's a little too warm for me and a little too dark. I feel like if I self-tan, it might be a little bit better, but I'm going to try to use this with the LA Girl color drops, the white color drops. I think that's why I bought that, is to go with this foundation so that I can use it. This was before this foundation was sold in Ulta. I bought it online, and ColourPop does not accept any returns, so I wanted to make sure I could get my use out of it. So I'm going to put this in my maybe try again pile. That way I can try it again and see if I like it. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and declutter it or give it to a friend to try out. This is the Maybelline Better Skin Foundation. I did really like this foundation, but I just don't get a lot of use out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter it. I've had it for quite some time, and it's probably expired, which is a little sad, but I don't have that much, probably a little less than half in here. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter this. Sorry about the glare on this one, but this is the Tarte Clay Stick Foundation. This is more of a matte finish. I absolutely love Tarte, so I'm actually going to keep this foundation in hopes that it will work for me. I'm going to put it in my maybe, let's see if it works pile, whatever I'm calling it. So this product is by Rimmel London. It's the Stay Matte Foundation. This is super, super full coverage. They actually sent me the entire collection of this, so I do have to go through the bucket that they sent me and pick out the ones that I did not swatch. I'm actually going to donate a bunch of these to either a women's shelter or some type of charity, because it's really hard to give away foundation since you have to know people's specific shade. This one I might gift to a friend just because I did try it one time. If I did have oily skin, it would be a great foundation. It's just that this is super, super matte, and it's also super full coverage. So for me, it's just not up my alley, and I don't see myself wearing it a lot. So for that reason, I am going to go ahead and declutter it. These are the Makeup Forever HD foundations. I am going to go ahead and get rid of this one because it's actually pretty low, but I am going to keep this guy here. This one is in the shade Y385, and then I have Y345. So this one is a little bit more beigey. This one's a little bit more on the yellow undertone. So I do need to really use this one up. It's been quite some time since I've had it, but this is such a great foundation. People have talked about this for such a long time. So here we have this It Cosmetics Compact, and this is called the CC Veil Beauty Fluid Foundation. So it's definitely more liquidy than the CC cream. It's definitely more of a sheer to medium coverage. I really liked this for work, but I'm not even going to try touching that. I think it's pretty used up and pretty dried out. I did like it. Not sure if It Cosmetics even sells this anymore, but since I pretty much used it all up, I am going to go ahead and get rid of this. This is the Wet n Wild HD Photo Focus Foundation, and this one is in the color Beige Cream. I am going to go ahead and get rid of this. I've had this one for quite some time, and I actually have a backup that I keep in my work bag, so I am going to go ahead and get rid of it. This is a great drugstore foundation, super affordable. I think it's like $4, maybe $5. Gives you a great natural finish and definitely gives a little bit of an airbrush effect. Nothing too crazy, but it's definitely a good affordable foundation if you're in the market for one. This is the Ultra Repair Tinted Moisturizer with SPF 30. This is a little bit too dark for me. I'm gonna see if one of my friends want it. This I think is just gonna go in my maybe pile because I'm obviously having trouble figuring out what I want to do with it. Here we have the Bobbi Brown Weightless Foundation with SPF of 15. This is something that I did not get a lot of wear out of. I love that it has a pump. It's more of a semi-matte finish, so this is something that I might want to pair with a really rich moisturizer just because of the skin problems that I'm going through lately. So I am going to go ahead and put this, of course, in my maybe pile and let you guys know how it works out. Getting down to the nitty gritty, you guys. So these are actually new to my collection. I am going to go through and see which colors don't match me and give them out to a friend. Of course, sanitize them. And I do really like this foundation. It's more of a hydrating version of the liquid foundation. I didn't used to be a huge fan of stick foundations, but they're just so easy, especially for work. So if anything, I think this will definitely wind up in my work makeup bag, but I definitely do not need all of these, and I didn't swatch all of these, I don't think. So I'm gonna keep at least one of them, maybe two for like my self tan color, and then give two away to my friend. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear, and I was watching a declutter video today, and the person mentioned this, and I was like, wait, I have that in my collection. So I'm actually really excited to break this one back out. I love this because this is exactly what I look for right now with my skin type. It's definitely more right in the middle, medium coverage, buildable, almost more like towards a full coverage, but definitely is good for people with oily skin, dry skin, you know, in the middle, everything. So this is definitely a great foundation. So this one here is Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I was really excited to try this foundation, but I got this in the wrong color. It's in 5.5, which is a little too neutral and a little too pink for me. So I am gonna go ahead and get rid of this. I actually got this a few years ago, so I think it's time for this one to go in the trash, unfortunately. Last but not least is this Marc Jacobs foundation. This is the Shameless Youthful Look 24-hour foundation, and it does have SPF of 25. I've only used this once, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and put this in my to use pile. So guys, that is it for this video. I know I did not put a lot in my declutter bag. I feel like foundations was probably not a good one to start with because I just there's just so many that I want to try again, and before just giving them away, they're probably more expensive than other products that I'm going to be decluttering. So if you guys enjoyed this video and felt it informative, whether or not I liked a product or what the finish was or why I'm keeping it or why I'm giving it away, sorry you're not looking at my face in this video. It's just, you know. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And until next time, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next one. Bye.